Mulder and Scully join forces with a slut from the Scotland Yard when a man with pyrotechnics...
Horror movies, mutilation, decapitation, torture. Does that sound entertaining? More blood than a blood bank. Have we got your attention?
Welcome back, extraterrestrials, to the X-Files franchise breakdown. In today's episode, we're doing Fire.
Yay!
That's season 1, episode 12. The plot line goes as follows. Mulder and Scully join forces with an inspector from Scotland Yard when a man with pyrokinetic powers stalks members of the British aristocracy. Aristocracy?
Rich people.
Rich British people.
Right.
All right. So, in this episode, basic rundown. This guy is a weirdo and he obsesses about women.
He's an X-Man. He's an X-Man. This is X-Man power time.
Okay. He's an X-Men. But he obsesses about women and high-statured relationships that are well-to-do. And he can never have them, so he sets fire to pretty much everything out of rage. So Mulder and Scully are sitting in their office, and this woman comes from... Oh, no, wait. They're in their car after a court case, and this woman pops up and from Scotland Yard that Mulder used to have a thing with, and she says she needs help discovering who this killer is. And they proceed to help him, or he proceeds to help her and throws Dana in the dungeon and just like, fuck off. Yeah. I'm going to go ride with this British bitch for a while, this British woman for a while.
A little bit of
jealousy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Like right off the bat. As soon as she kisses him right out of the car, she's like, you see her, she like looks at the way he hugs her and she's like...
Yeah.
And then she kisses him and she's like, oh, Jesus. Like, and she does like this like turn and like look away thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of jealousy from Dana, and it's pretty interesting to see. Is it, well, what the fuck, Scully? I thought we were just partners and stuff, you know. But it does, I like a couple of things. I know... Jacob, did you like this episode?
Yes, I like the episode. I just seen it a billion times. It was always on TV. When the X-Files would come on TV, this was one of the episodes they played. So I was a little sick of seeing it at this point. But it's still a good episode.
It sounds like I forced you to say that or something. Did you like the episode? Yes. There's a couple things that I do like on this episode. One, we bring up Mulder's education. He went to Oxford. Two, anything backstory with Mulder is really fun. We learn, this was a fling of mine. You know, I haven't always just been extraterrestrials and FBI and spooky Mulder. I had a life at one point. Another thing it really brings up is Mulder don't like fire. Of everything in this world, and I believe there's been a couple episodes where he's been around fire and he's never been like, oh, no, sparks or flames and stuff. There's been a couple episodes where there's been fire.
And
X-Files.
Yeah, I know what show we're doing. In Californication. No, there's no fire.
Well, there's been like a couple of episodes where there's been like, fire.
The only fire that has happened thus far is in the first episode and the hotel burns down, but they're a safe distance away. So, like, he's not actually in the fire.
Hey, I know people that if there was a spider that's as far away as that fire was, they would still be burning with fire.
Well, spiders are creepy.
I like Scully being jealous. It shows more that there's more to this than just a partnership, or that their partnership they've been so close it does feel like a relationship because they're not dealing with just regular cases.
Right.
They're dealing with this crazy thing. Like okay, Mulder, what am I gonna get hurt this week by and stuff, you know?
And she still gets hurt. Well, she doesn't really get hurt, but she gets bumped around in
She
this
gets
episode
bumped.
too.
Yeah. I'm also gonna say that there are things in this episode that do really annoy me. One, worst English accents ever all around. I know the one actress who plays Mulder's old flame. She's an English actor, but everybody else in it just
You
kind
can
of was
tell
like,
by her teeth.
yeah. The big book of British smiles from The Simpsons. There are just some where it's just like, what is
Especially the
this
kids.
guy? Yeah,
kids, yeah.
Oh yeah, they have no accent. The main villain, he has an accent for a second, then he talks normal, and then he has an accent again.
In the beginning of the episode, he has an Irish accent.
Yeah.
And then when he kills that guy, then he has an American accent when he first gets to America and at the bar.
Yeah.
And then he has back to an English accent.
Yeah, but you can't, in my opinion, you can't do that too much because then I go, wait a minute, someone's fucking up here. He doesn't know what he's playing. I mean, or I'm just not paying attention. I pay attention enough, but I mean,
The thing that really got me was Mulder and his ex-flame, Fire. His ex-flame are running around doing all this investigation. Dana is in the office working on other stuff, but the case file just happens to be sitting next to her. She picks it up and solves the goddamn case in 10 minutes.
yeah, because she's a professional.
Yeah, like she's not around just like bumping and grinding all over everybody's house, but
She's done that like 3 or 4 times in this season where all of a sudden Dana's just like, got it, not aliens.
Yeah.
Not alien. You know, or
and even she's like, I figured out who he is, and Mulder still goes, yeah, but I'm in Boston and I expect to be busy, so if he kills a couple more, that blood's on my hands. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
And she shows up and she's like, he did it.
Yeah.
You're an asshole and you're a hoe.
That's another thing about this episode is that it's all over the place. Like, I still don't know. Was this guy an X-Man or did he just have like?
So he had the ability to produce flame, but he was also using an accelerant, and he would purposely, like, it was like an odorless rocket fuel, basically, and he would like soak people's clothing in it or soak the walls in the house and everything.
because you see him paint all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And he would conduct his pyrotechnics, and then everything would catch on fire. So it was a combination. He is an X-Men.
Yeah.
But he also was using help from the accelerant, so from the Petro.
Yeah, I did like that. It's like, where the hell is this guy getting rocket fuel from?
Well, I don't know if it was rocket fuel, but it was something equivalent to it, because the arsonist specialist in the FBI was like, here's a list of things that would burn that high, and right at the top was the same shit that he was using.
Yeah.
You don't know that he's using it until later in the episode, but still.
The 90s were a lenient time.
Yeah.
Where you could just buy horrible accelerants real quick and easy.
I mean, there's a lot of different characteristics to this episode. You see jealousy from Scully. You see Mulder turn to putty in this woman's hand. You see him afraid of fire. Though it's not explained why he's afraid of fire, he says he's terrified of it. I mean, it's just more detective work that figures this one out. There's supernatural element, but there's no like crazy light bulb that goes off. It's just good detective work by Scully while Mulder's fraternizing with the house guest. Basically.
The lady from Scotland Yard.
Yeah. Who is also screwing around with the victim's husband.
Comes out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it really does.
Like,
I think that was just like a way for like to get Mulder out. You know what I mean? Like that was just like to get Mulder. Like they wrote that so that Mulder's like done with her. Like he can honestly say he's done with her. You know, and they don't have to bring this character back because he saw that. He's just like, oh, she ain't nothing but a hoe.
Yeah, I mean, it just like I was watching the episode and like I actually had to rewind a little bit and be like, whoa, did I miss something?
No.
Like this lady, all of a sudden, she's just making out with dude
Right.
on top of the stairs.
They
and
don't
Mulder
even
comes
make
in.
like
Yeah.
eyes at each other
No.
throughout the episode or nothing.
We
It's
don't
just
even
like-
see those two characters
Right.
kind of like
Yeah.
on. Oh, there was the one part where they were walking into the ball. The husband, the wife, and
but he was with his
mistress.
wife. Yeah, his wife appropriately. He was
Yeah.
with his wife. All right. Well, I guess
I don't even want to tell people to pass the episode, but it's just kind of like
no, you can't pass the episode. But I passed the episode only because I've seen it 1,000 times, and I'm just tired of it.
yeah. But it doesn't lead us anywhere. The only thing that's really important about this episode,
Well, there's three
the
things.
jealousy of Scully.
Right.
Like Scully sees it more than just a partnership almost, or that her partnership is so strong that to see Mulder in a vulnerable position like this makes her kind of uneasy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's three cases. There's the jealousy because that breeds a new story. There's the fire, which never gets explored again, really. Yeah. And then there's the great detective work by Scully.
Yeah.
He shoos her off, and then she's like, you know what? I'm just going to go figure this shit out. While you're finger banging MI5 over there, I'm going to go downstairs and figure this shit out.
Yeah.
So, but I seriously think it's funny that they ran around this whole episode with that, and all they needed was that composite sketch and Scully to profile this guy, and they would have had it. The episode could have been like 10 minutes. Like,
That's why, yeah, because it's just like it's not a compelling story.
I mean, as much as it was like interesting to see Scully jealous, I didn't care about Mulder and whatever that lady's name was.
Yeah.
So Phoebe, I didn't care about them. Yeah, I did not care about their relationship.
No.
It didn't add. It didn't hurt, but it didn't add. So
I think the only reason they did this is because, like, I think throughout the series, like 12 of Mulder's partners and Scully's old like roommates and stuff have shown up already, and they were like, "We can't just keep doing this." Okay, this is Mulder's like old girlfriend,
Yeah.
and stuff. It's kind of weird. So
yeah,
Oh, I will say one more thing. There is some hilarious fire things. Like he's in a bar and he sets his like finger on fire and he's like, "Oh, look at this." And then like you see the woman's face and she's like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." And she goes to call her friends over.
Yeah.
And she looks back and the guy's arm's on fire and he's just laughing.
Yeah.
I think if I was in a bar and like I had enough beer in me and stuff, I'd be like, "Oh my God, that is the best trick in the world." And then like he sets the bar on fire and I'm like, "Magical night, man, gentlemen. Magical night. Look at this guy. Look at this guy here." I would have lit my cigarette and took my beer off of the counter and walked the fuck
all right,
out.
man, chill out with
Yeah.
it. I'm trying to drink my beer.
Yeah.
If you know the series well, then yeah, you can just pop right over that one. But we'll be back next week with more episodes, and yeah.
Yeah. Magical night, no sparkler system. No fucking sparkler system. That's irresponsible and inappropriate of that business.
What is it?
Sprinkler system,
There
not a
it is.
spark. Yeah, that would have been even better.
It just rains sparklers.
like,
That's the opposite of what's supposed to come out of those.
yeah, the ceiling, they're just like these sticks and they just start sparking everywhere.
It just looks like the fucking scene from Flashdance with sparks everywhere. All right. All right. Jerry's had some of the juice today.
God damn, that's funny. Oh, I'm crying. This is a sparkler system.
Everything you said makes sense except for sparkler.